Hey guys, here we are for another week. It's now Wednesday. I haven't done any work on the boat yet. Reason being, for the last couple of weeks I've done so much sanding and scraping that my shoulders felt it. So I was feeling a bit tired. I decided to have a couple of days rest, and so I'm back again. And let's start sanding this thing. More sanding. But at least this time I'm not sanding by hand. At least not all of it. I'm gonna start by trying 320 grit disc, see how it goes. Guys, this is as smooth as my laser dinghy at the moment. Just about ready for me to screw it all up with a nice coat of paint. I finished sanding it and I have cleaned all the dust. There's no dust left on the hull, but I can't paint it. It's been raining all week. It's really humid, everything's wet outside. So I'm going to wait a couple of days. I think there's a bit of sunshine coming for the weekend. Meanwhile, I'm going to do other bits and pieces. Another horrible day. Can't do any painting yet. Thunderstorms, raining, weather's still crap, but I can't wait anymore. I really want to see how this flows, how it levels out, and so I'm going to try and paint the bottom skids. I need to dilute that by 5%. Damn it! Okay, it looks to me it's not gonna be easy again. Rain, rain, rain. I'm not gonna risk doing any more paint-wise. And it's almost dinner time, so I'm gonna call it a day. Not much done this week yet, but well. Finally some sunshine. That means I will be painting that today. While painting these skids, it felt a lot like varnish. If you didn't leave a wet edge, you would have a mark. It's not very noticeable now, which is good, but that brings me a problem. How am I going to keep a wet edge? If I start this section, when I get here, I have to do the bow and then go back. And now we'll know if I can do this properly or not.
I hope for a lot better than that. I guess it's a lot of sanding and second coat. Right, the bottom didn't go well at all. I really can't paint this. Honestly, I don't know what else to do. I can do a portrait. Another one. Yeah, I painted that, but I can't paint this hole nicely to save my life. Because that went so well, let's try the sides. First coat done. Could go a lot better, not much worse. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's my first time doing this. I'm gonna sand it down once it's dry in 2-3 days maybe, and then apply a second coat. Now I'm gonna clean up and have some lunch. So I finished the first coat, brought the boat outside, and I'm not happy at all. Doesn't look too bad 10 feet away. Okay, there's not much I can do about that paint anymore, so I'm gonna have to let it dry and sand it. I still need to do the mast step, and that's what I'm gonna start working on. If you remember, I didn't cut any limber holes on bulkhead 2. That's because I want that storage compartment there to be as dry as possible. I didn't want any chance of water on the bottom going inside that compartment. Of course, there's water draining from the mast and from the front deck. I'm going to have to make a drain channel to drain water out of that compartment. On the plans, there's a channel cut to the side on the mast step. I can't do that. I'm going to have to do it facing the rear of the boat. So it's going to be hard to cut or to drill a hole only 6 millimeters from the bottom, because on the plans the mast step calls for a layer of plywood underneath the solid timber on the mast step. So I'm going to try 2 layers of ply. I think I can drill a hole 12 millimeters from the bottom of the boat. So I'm going to try that. Let's have a look. I can hear some thunderstorms. Better bring that boat inside. For this piece here, I'm gonna use this profile. I had it on the workshop. Just gonna plane it until it's the right width for the bow there. And then just stick it with epoxy and varnish it. Storms coming, wind, rain, thunders. I'm glad I put the boat inside again. Right, so my mast step will be gluing for, well, at least until late tomorrow. Then I'm going to drill it, do the cutout and shape it, well, tidy it up actually. I don't think you guys have seen this yet, but I have increased my workshop, yeah, by 3.5 inches. That's where the workshop used to end, and now it's almost 4 inches that way, 3.5 inches. And I can't increase it not even 1 millimeter more. The outside frame, it's 3 millimeters from the tree. When I slide the gate, these blinds actually scrape the tree. So 1 millimeter more and I would have to take the blinds off. So that's as big as this workshop's going to be as long as that tree is there, and I don't think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to work on the mast step today, but first I'm going to sand the transom and apply another coat of varnish. It's nice and sunny today, maybe I can apply 2 coats today. As most of you will have noticed by now, this is definitely not the best way to make a mast step. I should have done the cutout first, before I put the plywood bottoms. Now this is going to be hard work, making a nice square box there. Can't put a jigsaw blade through it. I think I need to put a big sign on my board saying engage brain at all times. The mast has a 12 millimeter radius on the edges, so I'm going to use a 24 millimeter drill bit on the corners. Okay guys, so this needs a 3 millimeter bevel because the mast step, it's not perpendicular to the mast, it has a slight angle. To get that 3 millimeter bevel and the correct angle, I need to lift this end 16 millimeters from the horizontal plane. You can do this with math, but I didn't. It would take me longer than to just open my 3D software, create a sketch, showed me how much I have to lift this piece, which is a lot easier to work out on the drill press than an angle. And because I'm really lucky and the universe loves me and all that, I have a piece there which is 16 millimeters exactly. That's from leftover from the inroads. I hope you learned how to do the most labor-intensive, ugliest mast step on the history of Goat Island Skiff. There you go guys. Couldn't be much worse than that. So my parents came and visited me and got that barbecue going. We've been eating and drinking for the last few hours. Not too much though. That's the beauty of me being in isolation doing this boat. My parents can come and visit me with no danger to them whatsoever. But now back to work, and I'm applying epoxy on the inside of the cutout on the mast step. So tomorrow I'm gonna soak this with epoxy and give it an extra 3 coats. And once it's dry, I can sand it and give it a 10 coats of varnish or something like that. Sunday, video day, but I'm gonna give a quick sanding on the transom, apply another coat of varnish and start applying epoxy coats on this while I do the video. Right guys, one more coat on this and I'll be on the 500-hour mark. Yes, 500 hours building this boat, and most of you have been with me from day one. But even if you weren't, maybe it's time to give it a thumbs up now, subscribe and press that bell icon by the subscribe button so you can get notified of my future videos. Okay, that's out of the way now. I worked 16 hours this week and mostly I found out ways of how not to do stuff, how not to paint the boat, how not to make a mast step, but hey, it's part of the process. Although the paint has leveled quite a lot over the last 24 hours, it's looking a lot better than it was on the day I painted it. But still, next week I'm gonna sand all this down and repaint it. I am approaching completion now, at least the build part. There will be plenty of videos coming with rigging, tuning, sailing it. I might even take you fishing with me on this. For now, that's it. I have to go and finish editing this video, so guys, stay safe and I'll see you next week.